What's up, guys? It's your boy Dorian here, back at it again with another video. So today is 420. I've been trying to be more consistent about uploading, and while I was watching some Marvel movies a couple days ago, I was pretty baked, I'm not gonna lie, and I was like, what would be a good video for Monday? So it just so happens 420 falls on Monday, so I thought, what weed strain would each Avenger go with? Like, what would match up? What pre-existing strains would go with what Avenger or what character in the MCU? So you know what I did? I put together a list of characters and different strains and a couple of different variations for those strains that I thought would apply to some of the Avengers and some of the other MCU characters. So I'm going to go through this list, and before I get through it, I just want to say I did do a lot of extensive research when it comes to like the strains and stuff. I'll leave a link in the description below, but I thought it would be cool to just have fun and match it up. Some of them are reaches a little bit, but for the most part, I'm pretty proud of this list. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So number one is pre-98 Bubba Kush, and I'm giving that to Iron Man. I'm going to read off this description of Bubba Kush real quick, and then you'll see why I'm giving this one to Iron Man. This strain provides consumers with consistent heavy body sensations, making it a favorite for more than a decade. And you know what hero has been our favorite for more than a decade now? Iron Man, motherfucker. Number two is Snowcap, and that goes to Captain America. The reason why I gave it to Captain America, because firstly, it has Cap in the name, and secondly, it has snow in the name, and if you don't know, Chris Evans starred in Snowpiercer, a film by Bong Joon-ho. It was a little bit of a reach, but like I said, we're having fun here. So number three is Alaskan Thunder, and it has the word thunder in it, so it goes to Thor. Number four is the White Widow, and that is going to Black Widow. It has the word widow in the name, and also when we'll cut to a piece of her in the white suit in the latest trailer for Black Widow. Number five, Bruce Banner is Bruce Banner, no explanation needed. Number six is the strain Allen Wrench, and I gave this one to Hawkeye because it's a simple tool. Allen Wrench is a pretty simple tool that gets the job done when it's needed. It's like it does its job for what it's needed to do, and I feel like that's the same way for Hawkeye. Like, you're not going to send him to go up against Thanos or anything, but you will send him up against the henchmen to keep them busy. And Hawkeye fans, you better be lucky you even made this list, so be grateful. That was the original six, so now we're branching out to the broader MCU. So we're getting some of the still the heavy hitters and some of the leaders that will be taking over in the next chapters of the MCU. Number seven is Purple Haze, and that goes to Black Panther. I feel like that's also pretty obvious because his suit absorbs energy, and when it builds up the kinetic energy, he has a purple aura around him that he can release and blast and stuff like that. If you turned it into a potential energy and then reconvert it into a liquid energy, then you can get some smoke energy, and then that's the smoke. Oh my, that dude, I'm sorry, that's fucking. So number eight is Durban Poison, and that goes for Killmonger. The description for it says, this pure sativa originates from South African Port City. Durban Poison is the perfect strain to help you stay productive through a busy day when exploring the outdoors or to lend a spark of creativity. And so the key thing I took away from that is productivity. So he set out the goal he wanted to get the Wakandan technology out to the world for his people across the world. But when we did see him perish, regardless of him dying or not, he still accomplished his goal because Black Panther or T'Challa.
Oh, you're using your made-up names.
Actually started giving the tech out and spreading it around the world and started putting those centers across the world. So whether he liked it that way or not, his goal was accomplished. So I think that's pretty productive for the most part. So I feel like that was a good connection and a good way to explain it. Good job, Dorian. Number nine is Cinderella 99, and I gave this one to Shuri because Cinderella is a Disney princess, and Shuri is a Disney princess as well, if you want to, because Disney owns Marvel, and she is the princess of Wakanda. Number 10 is Barry White, and I gave this one to War Machine, not just because Barry White is black, but also because when looking up the description of it, it had the word offspring. I'm not saying Rhodey or War Machine is like an offspring of Tony, but I'm saying like the suit itself. And yeah, I guess also it doesn't hurt that Barry White is actually black. So number 11 is AK-47, and I gave this one to Winter Soldier. He's probably used an AK-47 in his long history of battles throughout the 100 years or whatever he's been alive now. I'm pretty sure he's used an AK-47. And I also thought this could go to Quicksilver as well. Although he didn't perish necessarily by AK-47, he still got ate up by bullets, so number 12 is Amnesia, and I gave this one to Thor: The Dark World as a whole. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that mean. I decided to give this one to Gamora because, you know, although technically she doesn't have amnesia, Nebula filled her in on a little bit of things. So there's that mystery. There's that her trying to figure out what the hell happened. 13 is Gelato, and I gave that one to Loki. The Loki that we like travel with or like saw his character development or character arc died at the beginning of Avengers Infinity War. So the one we're getting now in the Loki series is a Loki that we're not too familiar with at this point. Gelato is a perfect representation of that because Gelato is pretty good and it's like a off-brand of ice cream. This Loki can be a completely different Loki than the one we're used to, and it could be better, but it could maybe we might not be as attached. I don't know. Number 14 is Cherry Pie, and I gave that one to Scarlet Witch because she's red. And also, I feel like a lot of people in general just like Cherry Pie, and I feel like a lot of people in general just like Elizabeth Olsen because, you know, what's not to like about her. And then number 15 is the Strain headband, and I gave that one to Vision because, you know, when Thanos took the thing out of his forehead, it was in where a headband would be. Like, number 16 is Trainwreck, and I gave that one to Ultron because he made a train wreck in Avengers Age of Ultron. 17 is Alien Abduction, and I gave this one to Star-Lord because he got abducted as a kid. Yeah, put my thing down. I feel like I'm in a studio. My name is Dorian, and I'm going to drive a DeLorean. Number 18 is Ewok, and I'm going to give you a little bit of breakdown for this one because I give this one to Rocket and Groot as a whole. It's a cross between Albert Walker and the Tahoe alien, bred by alien genetics. Ewok is a fast-growing plant with a short vegetable cycle, but produces large yields of frost-covered buds. The key words I took away from that is it's a fast-growing plant with a short vegetable cycle. Vegetable. You know, it regenerates, it grows quickly when it needs to start up again, and I feel like that applies to Groot. But then when it describes the buds getting as hairy as Ewoks themselves, I feel like Rocket is closer to being an Ewok than Groot is. Number 19 is Stevie Wonder, and I gave that one to Drax. Number 20 is Sage, and I gave that one to Mantis because, you know, sages are used to like soothe anxiety or stress or whatnot, and that's pretty much what Mantis does. 21 is Granddaddy Purple, and I gave that one to Thanos because he's purple. And then another strain that was also considered for him was Purple Michael Chiklis. That's not a real strain, but, you know, I always laugh when I say that. Number 22 is OG Kush, and I gave that one to Spider-Man. The 2002 one specifically is one of the movies that was a game changer for bringing live action comic books to life. Also, we have Into the Spider-Verse and The Amazing Spider-Man. I thought Andrew Garfield was a pretty good Spider-Man. Number 23 is Ghost Haze, and that strain I gave to Ghost, the anti-hero in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I didn't want to call her a villain because she didn't have real evil intention. She was just hurting, like physically hurting. Shit was effed up for her. Number 24 is Red-Headed Stranger, and that one goes to Red Skull because he has a red head. Number 25 is Double Dream. I gave this one to Doctor Strange. I gave this one to Doctor Strange, like I said, because he sees Tony die twice. Snap your fingers, do your step. We can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. Number 26 is Her Joanna, and I gave this one to Captain Marvel because, you know, I thought it would be funny because Captain Marvel has a Marvel in the name, which is the studio that created Captain Marvel, and so Her Joanna has marijuana in the name, so it's like Her Captain Marvel marijuana. Number 27 is Kosher Kush. Let me explain a little bit my thought process behind this. So before I looked up what kosher actually meant, I always associated it with the word comfort because I feel like I've heard people say, oh, I need some kosher food. Like it's food that you'll eat when you're sad or something, or it's like to go to that'll make you feel good. This is going to Ant-Man. The reason why I did that was because I feel like the Ant-Man movies are like more of the underrated gems within the grand scheme of the MCU. And I feel like those are two solid movies that you can actually go back to and revisit that have actual jokes and stuff layered within them, but they're still overall stories, and the grand scheme of things is not as big scale. When I actually found out kosher is like associated with Jewish practice, it dawned on me that Paul Rudd is Jewish. So
I'm not a practicing Jew. I perfected it.
28 is Tahoe OG, and I gave this one to Happy because I'm pretty sure we've seen him drive a Tahoe in one of the movies, whether it be Iron Man 2 or something like that. 29 is Kim Dog. That is actual strain, and I gave this to Lockjaw because it has the word dog in the name, and Lockjaw is a dog. And also it has the word Kim, which I think is short for chemical, and if it's not, it is now. And chemical is what Lockjaw had in him, so he turned into a superpowered dog that can teleport everywhere. But I do hope we get to see him in Kamala Khan's upcoming series on Disney Plus, because they are buddies, they hang out, they do adventures and whatnot. So it'd be cool to see him pop back up in the MCU in that way and get more respect and more love. And who doesn't love dogs? Number 30 is a strain called Dirty Girl, and I gave this one to Goose the cat because one, the directors did confirm that she was a female, and also two is like she eats a bunch of like humans and she eats people, and she's an alien, so I would expect the bathroom messes to be pretty gnarly and dirty. So some of these are going to be characters that haven't popped up in the MCU yet, but I assume they'll be popping up sooner rather than later. And this strain is called Gravity, and I gave this one to Gwen Stacy. Number 32 is Super Silver Sour Diesel. So it has sour and silver in it. So I gave this one to Silver Surfer. Number 33 is the 9-pound hammer, and I gave this one to Stormbreaker because it's like a hammer and I'm pretty sure it's heavy. Number 34 is Tangerine Dream, and I gave it, this one isn't going to a character specifically. I gave this one to like the little soul world that Thanos and Gamora are in at the end of Infinity War, when she was like, was it worth it? Let me work. I put my plane down, flip it, and right work. So number 35, the last strain on the list, is Northern Lights, and I gave this strain to not a character, but I gave it to a moment, a game-changing moment from the whole MCU, and that is when Thor shoots down from the skies above with Rocket the Raccoon on his back and Groot just there looking like a badass, and they show up on the plains of Wakanda ready to just kill. It was one of the most game-changing scenes I've ever seen in my life, and they just walk out and he's just like, y'all ready to do this? Now! Oh, goddamn, that was beautiful. The description for it says, it is a very well-known indica strain with a powerful psychoactive effect, ideal for knocking the lights out of any kind of unwanted pain, sleepiness, depression, or stress. And when you watch that scene, it literally clears all of those. Like, my skin is clear, just everything. It's like, it feels like a brand new day. We just watched a brand new day be born. What? So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun putting this together, and I worked really hard on it. Shout out to Leafly and all the other websites I used. Like I said again, find the link in the description below if you wanted to read more in depth on the strains that I was talking about today. There was a lot of details about them if you're interested. And also, if you're looking for like a 420 Spotify playlist or anything like that, Geeks of Color, we have a few up on our Spotify playlist. I'll leave a link in the description for that below. And I also put up an article on the website with the best 420 movies to watch on Netflix right now, so you can check that out as well as a couple of other articles related to 420, like best TV shows and just best movies in general to stream. So give it a watch, check them out. Go let me know if I miss any movies you'd like to see on there, and we'll get them up. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Peace up, A-Town down.